Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of my older lightsabers that I have in my collection, and I actually got a request from one of my viewers to do a review on it. But I picked up this lightsaber years ago when Disney World used to have Star Wars weekends. I have no idea why they decided to stop doing that. Since Star Wars weekend ended, Disney actually bought Star Wars, so not really sure. You think that would go hand in hand now, but for some reason they stopped doing it. It used to be like if you're not familiar, it used to be like a Friday through Saturday or Friday through Sunday type event, and they would do it for several weeks in a row. They'd have celebrities from the movies, all kind of characters. They'd have parades, parades of all the different characters from the movies, and with the celebrities, they do autograph sessions, and they had special fireworks and everything. It was such a cool event. I'm trying to dig up some old footage from years ago on some of my older memory cards and put together like a throwback to Star Wars Weekends video, but look for that for coming soon. I'm trying to find the footage, but that's beside the point. I picked up this Yoda Black Series Force FX lightsaber years ago from Walt Disney World. Now, I'm pretty sure they don't make this anymore. And, out of curiosity, just yesterday before I started filming this video, I decided to go on eBay and just get an idea of what the value of this saber is, and it is a little crazy, what some people are asking for this bad boy, just because it's it's not made anymore, and there's not too many Yoda lightsabers out there. Galaxy's Edge Legacy lightsabers doesn't exist yet, so hopefully soon, but there's very few versions of Yoda's lightsaber out there, so that's why this value of this lightsaber has really shot up. So if you're curious, just go on eBay, type in Yoda, FX lightsaber, and take a look. So if you're curious, anywhere from $300 to $500 is what people are asking for this lightsaber. So it's a little crazy. I definitely didn't pay that much, but they used to come with, or they still come with. They always come with a little stand with the pedestals that you put it on. But I already have the saber out of the box because I was putting fresh batteries in it, because it has not been used in years. But check out this little guy. There you go. That's how you know it belongs to Yoda. It is like a fraction of the size of any of the other lightsabers. But if you're not familiar with Yoda's lightsaber, there you go. Very cool design, very simple design for Yoda's. So I'm really hoping that Galaxy's Edge comes out with the Legacy lightsaber for this. Now it does have some green lights on the side. They don't light up. I'm not really sure why, but very simple design. Now, if I was prepared, I would have grabbed another hilt to give you a size comparison to one of the Legacy sabers, but I did not. All right, I actually paused the video from filming just to grab a lightsaber for you guys to give you the comparison of Yoda to a full size. And here's the Kylo Ren, Legacy lightsaber from Galaxy's Edge. Look at the size difference to that thing. I know Kylo Ren's is a very large hilt, but the size, the size compared to Yoda's is pretty amazing. But there it gives you a size comparison. And I was curious as well, how does the blade size compare from the FX series from years ago to a Galaxy's Edge interchangeable lightsaber blade? It's exactly the same length. This is definitely a 26-inch blade in the Yoda saber or the FX saber, but look at the blade size. The Galaxy's Edge ones are definitely a lot bigger. Now that's going to be a problem. Maybe that's why there isn't a Yoda Legacy lightsaber yet, but look at the blade size compared to the hilt. It's almost, the blade, and is almost as big as the hilt, Yoda's full-size hilt. But maybe that's why there isn't a Yoda Legacy lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge, because the blade system, the universal blade system that they went with, it's not going to work. The Yoda hilt's going to be, it's going to be huge. So it's not going to be realistic or, seem like Yoda's lightsaber. That's a very good possibility. Maybe that's why there isn't a Yoda, Legacy lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge. But I'm sure they can figure something out. They did with the Luke, with the interchangeable emitters. So maybe they'll have to do something like that. If you want to put the blade in it, you're going to have to, screw on, a fatter end to the Yodas. Or if if you want the realistic from the movie version, you're going to screw on the very small tiny version, that's realistic to his. So maybe that's what they're going to design or have to do for that one. So very interesting. So that's a very good possibility is why we don't have a Yoda Legacy lightsaber. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad I got this out today, because and I'm sure a lot of you guys were curious as well. That's definitely a little surprising in just the size of the blades of the Legacy lightsabers. So I know a lot of you guys have said the hilts look large. So in the Legacy sabers, which maybe they are, because these chunky blades they have to the manufacture the hilts a little larger, so they don't look as realistic as they should. But that was a cool comparison. I'm glad we pulled that out. But I know you guys want to see it. I put fresh batteries in it. Let's light this bad boy up. There you go. Of course, Yoda's green. Very simple hum. A lot like Luke Skywalker's. Does have the motion just like all the others. The older versions of these don't have the striking effect that the new Legacy lightsabers do. So when you hit the blade, you're getting the sound effect, but you're not getting the blade like striking effect. But that's a small little touch, but still a very cool lightsaber. Yoda's is definitely probably the one that I want the most of these Legacy sabers. So I'm hoping they find a way that they can use the blade system they have for this hilt, because I know a lot of you guys are looking for Yoda. I know I'm looking for Yoda, and this is just a cool lightsaber hilt design. And it's just so, I don't know, it's just something about it being so small that it makes it really cool in my opinion. It's almost, my whole hand can cover this thing. But it's such a cool lightsaber. Yoda is one of my favorite Jedi. Mainly a Sith guy, but definitely you gotta love Yoda. I mean, I even dusted off my Baby Yoda shirt for this video to represent Yoda up in here. But there you go, guys. Hope you guys liked it. And if this is definitely something you're looking to pick up yourself, unfortunately, it's going to have a little hefty price tag on it, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm hoping they come out with some newer versions of the Yodas, so it's not so pricey, and you try to pick up one of these, Black Series FX lightsabers, or hopefully Legacy lightsabers in the future. Pretty quick video today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for the likes, the comments, and the subscriptions. You can follow me on Twitter at Pen2Flow. Hopefully we're going to get some new Legacy lightsabers soon. And hopefully Yoda's. That's another thing before we end it. This is not a good interchangeable blade. This blade cannot come out. That's why Yoda is not in the case back here. So hopefully we get a Legacy lightsaber Yoda that we can pull the blade out and throw it in the case with all the others. Once again, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been the Pen2Flow Yoda perspective.